During the pandemic, we covered business closure after business closure. I'm sure you remember the white elephant, and how about Tomato Street? Well, I decided to ask the question, how many businesses actually closed in those 2 years? And I came up with an answer that might surprise you. Driving down Division,
Very good.
it's easy to miss this old building. But inside, Sherry Davies runs the show.
I am the owner of Heavenly Specialties Shop, Cafe, and Tea Room.
Fabulous.
Heavenly Teas has been open 6 years, and the business really started doing well at the beginning of 2020.
We were having some of our busiest months ever, and then the pandemic hit. I didn't know what I was going to do. I really had no savings. It was all in that business.
So, like thousands of other businesses, Sherry started applying for COVID relief grants and loans to get by.
We applied for everything we could.
But application after application came up short.
I mean, my employees weren't going to get paychecks.
Until a few local grants finally came through.
Without those grants, we wouldn't even be here. They gave us just enough to keep us going and help us survive.
Sherry was not alone in that relief. I sorted through data from the Washington State Department of Revenue outlining how many businesses have opened and closed in the past 5 years. If you average out how many businesses closed in 2018 and 2019, about 6,700 businesses closed each year. Then the pandemic hit. When you average out how many businesses closed in 2020 and 2021, only 3,300 businesses closed each year. Despite our rhetoric of how hard the pandemic was on local businesses, half the number of businesses closed during the pandemic than compared to an average year. The question now is why?
Recessions are kind of a reset.
Ryan Herzog, economics professor at Gonzaga, says that government funding played a big role.
Businesses didn't shut down because we made sure to provide kind of the government support, whether it was the payroll protection program, that PPP program. There was a bunch of tax credits given for employers for keeping employees on the books.
Ryan says businesses were actually encouraged not to close. But moving forward, with talks of a true recession on the horizon, Ryan says we likely will not see that stimulus support from the government again.
Now, as we're fighting inflation, the last thing you want to do is, if you're worried about inflation, is put more money into the system.
You just hang on by your fingernails to try and make it through, especially with inflation going up and prices of food have doubled.
It's yet another challenge local business owners have to overcome. So we also looked at how many businesses opened during the pandemic, and we found that the pandemic really didn't have much of an effect on businesses opening. Ryan Herzog with Gonzaga says that could be because people were using their stimulus money to open their dream business, or because people here were just finally done with that typical 9-to-5 job.